Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for being here. I'm thrilled with the turnout. I was just talking to my friends, and I think we guessed that there are about 200 of you here. I've spoken to people from Danbury, from Southbury, from Reading, from Wilton. So wherever you're from, we are joining a statewide group, a national group, and actually a global group. Gatherings just like this one are occurring around the world to protest what's happening in our nation. And I'm here personally. I think it's important to note that just became a grandfather for the third time. And thank you. And I have such deep feelings about my children and my grandchildren that, like Rob said, I'm just sick to my stomach at the treatment that our nation is perpetrating on people on our behalf. So I'm here tonight to join you to reaffirm this nation, hopefully reaffirm this nation's commitment that we are a nation of immigrants, that we welcome people, that we live up to the inscription that sits at the Statue of Liberty, that we welcome the tired, the poor, because they make us stronger, they make our society better, and most of all, we need to keep the pressure up to close the camps. I was thinking about this situation today, and it occurred to me that the conditions that children are being forced to live in these camps, such that they have insufficient food, that they're being locked up if they cry for their mothers, that they are being left without access to bathing materials, without soap, without toothpaste, without toothbrushes, that they have no one to care for them, no adults to care for them in many cases. If anybody in this crowd did this in your home, you probably would have been reported to DCF by now. And yet this is what our nation's government is doing. And this is not fake news. This has been verified by congressional inquiries that these are truths, that these are happening. So the one thing that I want to leave you with is keep the faith and keep up the pressure. I'm actually old enough that I can remember being a small boy and sitting at my parents' kitchen table while they discussed how to support the civil rights marches that Dr. King was organizing in Washington, D.C. And then I remember with my parents the Vietnam War protests, where 1 million people filled the mall of Washington, D.C. And the pressure eventually brought that to an end. So my message to you tonight is don't give up, because that's what despots do, is they just keep doing it day after day after day, and they wear the good people down, and they expect this to become normal. We are not going to let this become normal. This is not going to define our nation or us as a people. So there'll be more gatherings like this one. If there's one in Washington, D.C., I hope to be part of that. I hope to be part of a 1 million person march, a 2 million person march. Let Congress know that this is not us. And I'm going to leave you with a quote. There's so many, but this is one of my favorites. If you remain neutral in the face of injustice, then you have chosen the side of the oppressor. That was by Desmond Tutu. So again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your faith.